Welcome back to another episode of the Mythic Giraffe Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm hiding from a hurricane, Ron.
You're not getting much up there, are you?
No, not yet.
Okay, I was about to say, it's rained a little bit down here, but...
It's supposed to apparently be real bad this week. And,
Yeah.
of course, because I'm on vacation, it's going to start with rain.
Yeah. Well, it's homecoming weekend for my youngest, so that's delightful.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
It really helps me feeling caged in anyway, now not being able to walk around the neighborhood because it's raining.
Right. Yeah. We missed an episode for the first time in a long time.
We did.
It was entirely my fault.
Yeah.
Didn't feel up to recording.
Someone had to have emergency surgery on the 15th after having a bowel obstruction on the 13th. So, yeah, Friday the 13th sucked for me.
Yeah, definitely got you. Good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, better now. They had to open me up to get some of it out, but I'm healing away. It's really reminds you how much you use your core for everything when they cut through half of it.
Does that mean you poop faster now?
No.
But there's less.
Yeah, but it was the small intestine, not the large.
Yeah, but that's the track your poop goes through.
Yeah, but it kind of hangs out in the large intestine until it's ready.
Yeah. But your racetrack is smaller.
I guess. I mean,
so your lap times are going to be better than everybody else.
Yeah. What, 8 centimeters? I think they said.
I mean, I don't know what the poop time to centimeter ratio is, but
I don't know. Either.
I feel like you're faster than the rest of us.
I'll have to ask that at my follow-up on Tuesday.
Doc, how much quicker can I make poops? Just ballpark it here. If I were timing.
Yeah. And that was probably one of the most embarrassing things. Like after the surgery and, getting the NG tube out and everything. And they're like, nurse comes in and is like, so have you made gas? I was like, yes, I passed gas. Like, yay! I'm like, am I a toddler? I mean, what the hell is this? And then I got up and I walked around, the floor a couple times. She's like, he's walking. I'm like, I'm seriously a toddler again. This is great. And they're like, we'll bring you some Jell-O.
Here's your juice box.
Yeah. Well, that was something. That was my first quote unquote actual meal was like Jell-O and some kind of horrible broth and ginger ale and cranberry juice. And I hadn't eaten anything in 5 days. It was so sickeningly sweet though.
Yeah, that sounds gross.
Well, I think part of it is because I don't really eat or drink sweets to start with.
Right.
So having that 4 or 5 days and my body was totally gone from it. Yeah, I ate that Jell-O. I was like, oh my God, it's just like eating sugar.
Yeah. It is weird, when you not say stop eating sweets, but stop eating pretty processed sugars and stuff. Don't drink sodas and stuff. It's very when you take a sip of something that's sweet, you're like, oh my God, what is this poison? Oh my God. Every once in a while I'll go get a tea and they'll give me the sweet tea instead of unsweet tea. And I take one sip. I'm like, oh God, people drink this crap?
Yeah. There are people that add sweetener to it.
Yeah. But as a kid, I used to drink soda like it was candy, just.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Pepsis, 3-liter Pepsi bottles. Bam. Done.
Yeah.
And now it's, oh my God. Can't do it. Yeah. They really screwed us up in the 80s, didn't they?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We were so chock full of sugar and caffeine.
They never once stopped to think, maybe we shouldn't give all these kids all this sugar. No. This can't have any downsides.
Well, because it was that, and it was like, come back when the lights are on.
Yeah. Yeah, no wonder we stayed out all day and night, because we're going to have so much, we were like hummingbirds.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
I
I
need
saw
more
this
nectar.
meme. Yeah, I saw this meme, and it was like, kids are like, "Oh, how'd you, weren't you bored growing up?" It's like, no, we were of the age that our parents had to be reminded to check on us.
Oh
What
yeah.
was it like every night at 9:30, 10 o'clock? There was that little commercial. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are tonight? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
fair point.
yeah.
But we were so hopped up on Mountain Dew that
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know, if you stayed inside, oh my, like
Whew.
if you had a rainy day, it was miserable
Yeah,
because you were stuck inside.
yeah,
It was terrible. And
yeah.
the reason was we were all meth heads. We were bouncing off the walls because we were on speed, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'm not saying that my diet was sugar only, but it's probably a large chunk of my diet as a kid was sugar.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Every meal was soda. I
Yeah,
mean, sweet tea, soda, candies, chocolates.
yeah,
It's a wonder I
yeah,
have
yeah,
weight issues later in life.
yeah. What do you want for breakfast? Do you want these, chocolate frosted bites of sugar?
I never understood Europeans' like hatred of American breakfast until like I stopped eating sugar. And then I'm like, oh yeah, like we used to eat candy and cover it in milk and call it breakfast cereal. Like, like
Yeah, yeah.
Cocoa Pebbles is just chocolate candy.
Oh yeah, and then you would have chocolate milk at the end.
Yeah, and then you just have chocolate milk. To just,
Yeah,
I missed some of the sugar.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
like
but
the
then you've
English.
got the weird breakfast. Oh, don't eat that. English breakfast is horrendous.
Right, I think they eat a terrible breakfast too, but they look at us as weird because we're like donuts, you know.
Yeah,
And that's just because as kids, they just gave us so much sugar that you got used to eating
yeah,
sugar all the time.
yeah,
Your brain's like, I need more sugar. That's why those Ozempic drugs work so well because they reprogram your brain to stop wanting sugar.
yeah,
It's weird. When you stop wanting sugar, you lose weight.
yeah. And a
Yeah.
little bit of sugar is fine, but when it's so much,
Uh, I don't know, man. Like, I guess, but
I
it's
mean,
like if you
your
think,
brain runs off of glucose, so
but your brain. I mean, if you're a healthy individual, by eating good food, you're gonna make like fruits and stuff. That's all the sugar you
yeah,
need.
yeah,
You know, it's like now I think about like I don't even imagine a world of sitting down and eating a piece of cake. Like for my last birthday, my mother's like, "I'm gonna make it," because when I was a kid, she always made me pecan pie. I'm gonna make you pecan pie, and I was like,
Ooh.
just don't, because I'm not gonna eat it.
Yeah.
That's just
You
corn
could give me some
syrup,
pecan. Yeah, just the pecans would be fine.
right? Yeah, I'll eat the pecans. Roast those pecans up. Yeah, sounds lovely.
Yeah,
Maybe even put them in a little butter. That sounds great. A little butter and
yeah,
cinnamon. But all that sugar, I can't do it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
my continuing hatred of technology has reached a new
Uh,
level of hatred.
what's happened now?
For the last week, only the right earbud of my earbuds will charge. I don't know what
What?
to do. I don't know how to fix the problem.
I'm assuming all the connectors are clean and it's making contact.
As it looks like everything. I mean, I like cleaned the contacts with the Q-tip and everything. I can't find any reason why the left one will not charge. And every time I go to the gym, it's like I'm gonna have to listen to some crappy music out of my left ear and whatever I'm listening to on my right ear. Awesome.
We just put an earplug in on the left side.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and this is the greatest part I discovered on my earbuds is that if you try to use the left earbud as an earplug, it shuts them both off because it says it doesn't have power.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So all week has been just
Have you tried charging the left one in the right port?
they don't sit. They only sit one way. Yeah. It's real. It's real something.
Yeah.
So it's real something. I'm about to give up on the earbud experiment and move on to corded old school Sony headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never let
then
you
you
down.
have that cord that gets snagged on things.
With the big orange foam.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It looked like you're about to go, cut down a tree or something.
Yeah. Never let you down, though.
Oh, just get the headphones that have the built-in radio.
With the antenna.
Yeah. Oh,
Put
yeah.
on my roller skates and skate up to the gym.
Yeah.
My little shorts.
Absolutely.
I'm here to work out and do lunges.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's been a real problem. That's been a real almost nightmare.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
You had your issues, but this has been really bad.
Oh yeah, this dwarfs mine by comparison.
Yeah, by far.
Oh yeah. Yeah, your auditory needs are up there. Because the gyms play horrible music.
Horrible music. And my gym does it twice. Because they have one set of music playing in the main gym, and then if you go in like the little squat rack / bench area, there's a different set of music playing.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, and Mondays is like hardcore Mexican rap is all I can describe it as.
Hardcore Mexican rap.
I mean, they're not speaking English, they're not speaking French. I think it's Spanish. Okay. And it is hardcore rap.
Nice.
And it's every Monday, and I'm like, who picks this music?
And
it's just one poor white dude in there. Like this, I'm the only white guy. I'm the only guy in there. I'm the only person in there. It's just like, can I pick the radio? But no.
What if they did it like some of the bars where you could, like the jukebox where you could pick it on your phone?
I'd pay $1 million to be able to do that. Maybe not $1 million. I should take that back because they're probably listening and they'll be like, "Oh, I got a new scheme for our membership plan."
Yeah. If you're a elite pro, you get to pick the music on Tuesdays.
Yeah. I don't need that extra jump and jive on my world.
Yeah. So Mondays are hardcore Mexican rap.
And it's not even Tuesday. Like if it was Taco Tuesday, I'd be like, I mean, it's racist, but I understand your thinking. It's always Mondays. Friday. Wait, what day is today? Today's Friday. Wednesday was hardcore rap.
Oh,
like the rap that you don't want your kids listening to.
Okay, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I'm listening to Paul Simon in one ear and hardcore rap in the other. It's a very disconnected environment.
Half your body is really giant, just driving the weight. The other one's just like, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Kodakra. Yeah. That's it's a weird life.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if it did anything to your brain. Hearing that juxtaposition like that.
I think about that all the time. How much I've messed up my brain. So you getting any good gaming done while you've been resting and recuperating?
So, what if I I was like, well, I could get something, but there's nothing really like right now. I'm kind of waiting for Dragon Age. So I was like, well, I'll go through the back catalog. And I was like, I tried this game. I never finished it. I'll try it again. It's Days Gone. And it's like your motorcycle guy and the apocalypse has happened and there's zombies. They call them freakers, but they're zombies. It's like, this should be fine. Yeah, the nightmares I had last night. I don't know if I can play it anymore.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did I tell you what my Maniac shift mates tried to do last week?
Oh, gosh.
I probably didn't.
No.
It must have been the 14th, that Saturday. We usually on my shift, Saturdays, Sundays, we watch movies after dinner.
Makes sense.
So I'm like, all right, pick a movie, let's watch it. And old man Fippin turns the TV on, and he puts on some movie called The Watchers, which is a horror movie or something.
Why?
Like I'm just watching the trailer, and I'm like, nope. So I just, they're like, you're not want to watch this? I said, nope. You can watch whatever you want. I am not doing this. Went into my office and read. I just opened the book up and read instead of freaking watching that stuff. I am not doing that.
Yeah, no. I don't need to watch scary stuff.
No, 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 no. I still, my wife thinks it's silly, but it wasn't even a very good movie. Probably wasn't even a very scary movie. With that stupid Falls movie, I still have nightmares about that movie, and I watched it 18 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
I can't handle horror movies.
Yeah, I never have been able to, but when my wife and I first started dating, we watched a ton of scary movies because I thought that's what you were supposed to do when you're dating.
Right.
So we watched it. Yeah, it was like months into the relationship, and she's like, "Oh, what scary movie do you want to watch now?" I was like, She's like, "I thought you liked scary movies." Like, hell no. And she's like, "Why this whole time?" It's like, "I've just been suffering because I thought it was the thing to do." Oh,
My
God.
maniac wife has been reading a book, and she's like, "I think I have to stop reading this book at night because it's too scary." I'm like, then burn it. Take it out back and burn it. Don't read it. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She only watches Shudder, which is the horror streaming service.
Yeah.
So every time I walk upstairs, there's somebody getting murdered. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's soothing.
Yeah. So we don't watch TV together because she's watching horror movies, and I'm like, nope. I'll go downstairs, put on my headphones so I don't hear the screams.
But you can only block the noise in one ear.
Yeah. Oh, that's the Mario Party. Screaming death in my... yeah, no.
Yeah.
Anytime she's watching like The Conjuring or any of that crap, I'm just like,
God, no.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'll mess with the devil.
Yeah, no. That's like my kids are like in a big horror movie kick. I don't understand it.
The movies on tap for this month was Ghostbusters or Nightmare on Elm Street, I think. She's like, which one do you want to watch? I said, why are we...
Is that even a question?
Are we having a conversation of which I'm going to say Nightmare on Elm Street? Do you think that's going to... I'll go watch Ghostbusters. You want to watch Nightmare on Elm Street? That's fine.
Yeah. Golly day. Now, is it like the original Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The OG.
Yeah. How is that even a question? Ghostbusters or Nightmare on Elm Street? Delightful, semi-comedic romp, horror.
That's a question.
Oh my gosh.
I said, did you want me to sleep
Yeah.
that week? Or,
yeah.
Because 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, Freddy's coming for you.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Not doing horror movies.
Yeah, no.
I played the PTSD card with her one day. I was like, I see enough terrible things in my life. I don't need to see horror movies.
Oh, that's a good one.
It was a good one, though.
Yeah, that is a good one.
It's complete bullshit. That's just because I'm a pussy. But
yeah, but it's a good one.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, it's like the kids. Where are they watching that one night? Annabelle or something like that. It's like a doll that's possessed, or I don't know. No.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. No.
Creepy dolls.
Yeah.
Creepy dolls. Weird kids.
Yeah.
Any sort
Children of the Corn.
Oh, I walked upstairs like Tuesday night, and I'd had a couple of beverages, and I was like, "Hello, my wife. Let me sit down and oh, Children of the Corn. Ah, God sakes, the freaking weird kid."
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I forgot that Little Hamilton's in that movie.
Oh my gosh, she is, isn't she?
Yeah. Oh God. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
It was almost bad.
Yeah. I'd say we started watching was it Agatha All Along or whatever, the new Marvel series.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple spooky spots in it.
I mean, I don't like watching Labyrinth, and I love that movie.
Oh God. I had such nightmares from Labyrinth.
Yeah, still do. Those stupid
Labyrinth and the Dark Crystal.
That just doesn't bother me as much. I don't know why. Maybe because there's no humans in it.
Maybe.
But those stupid things that juggle their heads.
I was just always terrified that David Bowie was going to kidnap my brother.
I mean, I was hoping.
God, and that giant cod piece he had.
I was always worried Dave was going to put his codpiece in my face. That was what I was
Yeah.
worried about. With his cape over his shoulder.
Yeah. There's David and his Bowie.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Oh, Labyrinth. Such a
Yeah.
good movie. But boy, they did a lot of drugs back then.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Hard drugs, not the fun drugs, the hard drugs.
Yeah, yeah. No, it wasn't like they were smoking dope.
Yeah.
No.
Well, on to topic 1.
Sure. Topic 1.
Topic 1, have we rigmarolled it? Let me check timer. Oh yeah, we've rigmarolled.
Yes, we've rigged and we've rolled.
We've rigged it and rolled. So, I've been obviously on a weight loss journey my entire life, and I'm now working with a dietitian,
Okay.
which was a benefit of our insurance, which was nice.
Yeah, that's delightful.
Yeah. After talking to my doctor about going to a dietitian, and she recommended me a service that was not through my insurance, I was like, oh wait, there's one through my insurance, which was great because like I started working with the one through our insurance, and then my insurance company called me and said, you never followed up with this other one. I'm working with the one that you guys use.
Yeah, that's why would they even ask?
I don't know. So
you'd have to pay out of pocket so they wouldn't pay?
I guess. Yeah. Instead of that's going to be a part of this rigmarole, or this tangent, but the whole idea of health insurance not covering anything that makes you healthy is
yeah,
bonkers. Like, I don't know all the science yet, but it seems like the GLP drugs, the Ozempics and Wegovy, all those things are really, really good for the number one epidemic in America, which is obesity.
Yeah.
Why is our insurance covering that? It's insane, right?
Yeah, well, I think it's part of the bigger problem of, the pharmaceutical companies are, making the rates and telling people what they should and shouldn't buy. And yeah.
I agree with some people because one of the people I follow really changed my viewpoint on Ozempic. His viewpoint was, if there's a drug that can make you not be obese and lose weight and get you healthy enough to do all of the other things in life that you should be doing, why wouldn't we want to do that?
Right.
Like if you could take a shot tomorrow and say, I'm never getting cancer again, wouldn't you take that shot?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
oh yeah. Yeah.
There wouldn't be a question. And if the side effects are, well, you might not like cupcakes anymore. Okay.
Yeah, I can.
I don't like cupcakes that much anyways. So like, because I was of the same view, a lot of people, you have to earn your weight loss, or if you don't earn your weight loss, you're not going to respect your weight loss, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I think, is partially true. Like, the people that go off of these drugs, they tend to do poorly because they didn't change anything in their lifestyle.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, well, it's that whole getting the discipline to follow through with it.
But the flip side of that is you just start taking the drug again and you lose the weight again. So if you're, diabetes risk, your heart risk, your hypertension, your all of those things go down, your cholesterol go down on this drug. Man, that's a real hard argument for me to say, why aren't we just giving this drug out?
Right.
To pretty much everybody.
I would think, kind of like you alluded to, kind of a 1-2 punch, though. It's like, here's this medicine. And then now that you're feeling better and you're losing some weight and everything, let's, guide you to keep it going.
Yeah. Well, we all know that you're never going to get 100% of people right. But if you get a large percentage of Americans to lose weight and start walking, that's like 70% of the way there. That's a pretty big number.
Yeah.
If we reduce heart disease by 70% in America, that would be insane.
Yeah.
Like, insane.
We just send the Swift unit out every day, and they're like, out on the safari with their trank guns and
Here's your Wegovy.
darting people.
Yeah. I mean, it's a crazy world to think of that we could cure obesity.
Yeah.
If
right.
I don't know. I don't know. It seems like that's the thing we should be doing, but that has nothing to do with my dietitian conversation.
Yeah.
So I've been working with her for a month now.
Okay.
It's had some very interesting conversations, and I've done every fad diet that you could. I've done the potato diet, blah blah blah. I've done everything. Atkins, I was very successful in Atkins, didn't like how it made me feel. We had all these conversations about it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, she's like, look, I'm going to break it down to you pretty simple. You're active. You just need to work on your macros. Fiber in, protein in. Get your fiber in, get your protein in. And if you're still hungry, eat some snacks and, vegetables. And I was like, that's it? She's like, yeah, there's no rocket science. I'm like, you're not going to tell me don't eat French fries? She's like, no, eat French fries. I'm like, wait a second, this doesn't make sense. The thing she's yelled at me, you're not eating enough calories. Like, she literally made me track for the first 2 weeks, and she's like, you don't eat anywhere near enough calories. You're eating 700 calories less than you're supposed to a day. I'm like, wait a second, I'm supposed to eat less calories than I'm supposed to, right? She's like, nope.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be in a calorie deficit?
Yeah. No.
Huh.
So, weirdly, side tangent, because I'm like, I'll say it this way. I'm a lazy scientist, or a lazy person interested in the science. I want someone else to read peer review papers to me. Right? Does that make sense? Like, I don't want to read the peer review papers, but I want someone smarter than me to read the peer review paper to me.
Right.
So, a sports, basically a bicycle, a cyclist program, but it used to be a magazine. Now it's like a YouTube presence. They had a whole article on a peer-reviewed study that was like, it really doesn't matter what number of calories you put into your body's going to adjust to that number of calories. So if you eat 1,000 calories a day, which don't do that,
right,
your body's going to adjust to 1,000 calories a day, and you're not going to lose weight. It seems crazy to think that.
Yeah, if anything, you're probably going to be tired and
right,
less productive.
You won't be able to work out. You won't be able to do the things you need to do. So you'd just be unhealthy because you are your body's saying, I can't give up fat because my body needs every ounce of calories I need, right?
Right.
And on the flip side, if you go out every day and you do 3,000 calories worth of aerobic exercise, which is a crazy amount of exercise.
Yeah.
And you eat 6,000 calories, your body's going to be like, well, you're not going to lose any weight because you ate 3,000 calories. You did 6,000 calories of work. I need those calories.
Yeah.
So the calories don't. I'm not a scientist. I will be very clear as I put this on the internet. I'm not saying that everything I know is correct, but it appears that as long as you're eating your macros and not going crazy and eating like cheesecakes every day, it's more about what you put in than how much you put in. If that makes sense. Make sure you're getting enough calories, but because I work out at least 300 to 500 calories of work every day, which is a conversation I have with the nutritionist. She's like, that doesn't mean you get to eat an extra 500 calories worth of stuff. That might be your deficit, is what you work out. Okay. Eat your calories, don't have your deficit. She still yells at me. She yells at me every time because I still pretty much always come under my calories because I get full.
Yeah.
Like I tell her, I'm like, I can't eat anymore. Like I get to 2,000 calories and I'm like, I've eaten 4 times a day. I'm full.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
How much fiber?
So that's her, like, this may be just her personal crusade, but that's her crusade is fiber. So I'm supposed to eat, for me, it's not recommended for everybody. Talk to a certified nutritionist. It was 36 grams of fiber a day. 36.
Wow.
Which is a lot.
Yeah. And I'm assuming she had you step up to that.
No.
Ooh.
It was.
God. Going from low to 36, that's a...
Yeah, and I wasn't low,
yeah.
but I wasn't 36. I was probably in
Right.
the 15s.
Okay.
Because I eat oatmeal every day, pretty much.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, pretty much every day I eat oatmeal for breakfast. Not every day, but a good chunk of my days is oatmeal. But she was like 36 grams, and then I think she wants me to go even higher. But the step up was to get to 36. It was like, go from where you're at right now to 36. It wasn't go to 20, then to 25. It was go to 36.
Yeah, but if somebody's barely eating any fiber and they immediately start taking, like Metamucil or something, so they get 30 grams of fiber a day, they better be near a toilet for the first few days.
They're going to need the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah, she talks about my poop a lot. Uncomfortable conversation I'm not ready for ever. Yeah. She's like, "Well, how's it going?" I'm like, "It goes." That's all.
Yeah, that was some fun conversations in the hospital. Did we poop yet? No.
She just yelled my protein. This is the one, because this is what I like about what she's doing is the first 2 weeks she was like, fiber, calories. This is where I want you at, and fiber. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And now it was, let's start working on your protein. Because she's like, tell me about your workouts. Like, how do you measure your workouts? I was like, I do the bod pod when I get a chance at work, and I do this. They have the little analyzer at the gym. And she's like, here's why you lost a pound of skeletal muscle. Even though you lost a % of body fat, you also lost a pound of skeletal muscle. You want to put that pound back on without putting the body fat on. Which I knew. It's like, it's so weird. I try to explain, like, I'm 45 years old. Obviously, I know a little. Well, I'm not quite 45, but we'll just say 45 at this point. I'm not as old as other people.
Yeah. Some of us are older.
We all learned all this. Like, I assume, and maybe I'm just making an assumption, in our lifetimes we've learned you need to eat more protein. I always heard 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body fat, or ideal body weight or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. It's just something we always heard. But to have her, who's this is what her job is, to say, I actually want you at 1.7 grams of protein because this is why. And she goes through and like, boom, 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 boom. It's been so helpful for me to dispel all the bullshit I've learned.
Yeah.
Because I've learned a lot of bullshit over my life.
Right? There's been a ton of it.
Well, it's like we talked about, like, working out. Like, you and I are of the age that we worked out because we went to the gym and people were like, this is how you work out, or you saw a magazine or a book and you're like, this is an exercise you do. But that was all bullshit. We didn't know anything. It's one of my conversations I had with my boss last night about trying to do physical fitness on my shift is, I bet there's a lot of these younger people who they don't even know where to start.
No, absolutely not.
They just need somebody to tell them stuff. And it's like, I'm an amateur who watches professionals, but I'm not a professional.
Right.
It would be helpful to have a professional come in and say, no, here's where you're at. Here's how you get, here's where you need, here's what you get better at,
If only we had a university nearby that did sports medicine.
Yeah. That would be very helpful, I think, to have, but I'm sure they also do dietitians.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Have them come into the firehouse. I think my view is, for all of our listeners, is talk to somebody who just like this. If my pipes in my house back up, I call a plumber.
Right.
If I'm having problems with my weight or my exercise, why would I do it myself?
Yeah.
Right. Like, I feel like maybe that's the problem in my brain is I was just always felt like I had to do it myself. I had to figure this out on my own.
Right.
And I didn't. That's what I'm learning. And what I'm sharing with you all.
You don't have to learn. Well, and I think the analogy can go a little bit further and, start by, if you don't know where to go, start by talking to your doctor. Look at them as the general contractor. You say, okay, it might be this, but let's, get you in touch with Fred over here who specializes in it. And then, boom, you're pointed.
Yeah. And I would consider myself physically active, right?
Yeah.
And I've been going to. I don't think I've missed 2 gym days in the last 9 months. 2. So I'm pretty
I've
active.
missed so many.
But that's not the point. But until I started looking at professional videos of I was just moving weight around or doing cardio for no benefit. I needed a professional to tell me, "Oh, this is what you need to do to get
Right.
actual gains."
Yeah.
Because I'm not 20 anymore. I don't need to ego lift. I don't need to go in there and put
Yeah.
225 on a bench and do it one time. I need to put 60 on the bench and do it 75 times.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Like that's or the guy I follow now is don't even grab a bench. What's the point of the bench of the bar? Use dumbbells.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Dumbbells are great.
Yeah, dumbbells are great. You get a lot more range of motion. A lot more control.
Yeah. Yeah. You use a lot more stabilizer muscles and
Yeah,
core.
yeah. But that's like stuff you just because when I was a kid, when I was in high school, and the football coach, who was probably the first person who ever showed me how to lift weights, was just some dude from the '70s, who's like, yeah, that's how we smell. Lift that. That's like, I mean, I don't know what your gym coach was like, but my gym coach was 80 years old when I was in
Yeah.
high school, and he was some dude who learned from watching old dudes from the '50s.
Yeah. Lifting the pyramid weights and hoopah, hoopah, hoopah.
Yeah, we're not that far. You and I are not that
Yeah.
far from that generation, right? Like
Yeah.
that generation taught us, and
Yeah.
it's just it's. I would encourage everyone who wants to make positive change in their life to go and reach out to somebody who knows a lot more than you.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what these people's jobs are. Like,
Right. Yeah.
I'm
And
not going to
it's not
say
quack stuff. It's, science.
you can, like, a physical trainers, I think there's a lot of quack crap out of physical
Oh, yeah.
trainers.
Yeah.
When you go to a gym and there's some 12-year-old who's like, well, I'm a physical trainer. It's like, well, where's your degree from?
Right.
Well, they hired me here, so I'm a physical trainer. Let me watch you work out some fight. That's all crap.
Yeah.
But I think I look at all the time. I always I'm biting my tongue all the time. Like, what you're doing is bullshit. That's a bullshit maneuver. If you do it this way, you gain a lot more muscle mass. But whatever. At least they're working out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, yeah. Yeah. As long as somebody's not going to hurt themselves.
Right. I never intervene unless it's going to hurt themselves.
Yeah.
And I still feel bad when I intervene.
Mm.
My wife, she's just started like a new fitness journey, and she's like, oh my God, I feel so much better. And it's like, yeah, it's crazy. Like how much better you feel.
Yeah.
Just by working out regularly.
Yeah.
And that's my soapbox. And
I think that's part of the reason why, I want the doctor to clear me to do stuff again, because I've felt miserable not being able to work out and, do things I'm used to doing. I can't lift anything over 10 pounds right now. It's ridiculous.
But you'll also, for science, from what I've seen, shows once you are cleared, you'll get back to where you were so much quicker.
Yeah.
Because your body is used to that activity.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think one thing that ties into your topic so well is this is why we need to chip each other.
Yeah.
I mean, you have that little alert on your phone. Oh, your macros are low.
I would love, we talk about your chip idea all the time. I would love an alert saying, I have processed the protein in your body. It's time for your next dose of protein.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can only process so many grams of protein an hour or whatever, 2 hours, whatever whatever that threshold is. And it would be great if somebody said, because that's one of the things I asked a nutritionist. I was like, does it matter when I eat my fiber? And she's like, not really, because it takes so long for your body to break down the fiber that the fiber you ate on Tuesday is still in your body Wednesday morning. Right? I said, well, okay, what about protein? She's like, well, your body can only process so much protein at a time. I said, well, what's that number? She's like, well, it depends on your body, how you operate, So I would love my chip to say, hey, dingbat, protein, let's go. But we learn such terrible eating habits as kids, right? Like as children, it's you get up, you eat sugary cereal, at 6 a.m. before you do any activity. You go hungry for the next 4 hours. It gets to be lunchtime at school. You eat crappy school lunch. Well, knowing you probably ate apple pies off of Mom Bell's
No, we
fucking
did not. We had
windowsill
the
or some
stupid
shit.
trays that had the square pizza and
Right. But terrible food.
Yeah.
And then you go home and it's 5 o'clock and you eat whatever. And then you don't eat again until 6 in the morning. And
Yeah.
that's how you learn, right? Like, and that's why you end up snacking and eating crappy food all day, is because you just aren't, you're not, you didn't learn to eat well because
Right.
I'm not blaming our parents. They didn't know any better either.
No.
I mean, the freaking government used to tell us, eat this food pyramid.
Oh my gosh.
Corn chips count as a grain. You should eat corn chips all morning. You know?
Yeah.
Because
food pyramids are supplied by Frito-Lay.
Right. But if you think about, like, I don't know what I'm sure your grandparents were rich people, but
Shit.
my great grandparents were basically poor folk living in the backwoods of Pennsylvania, right? So they were farmers and they ate because they did physical activity all day. So when their kids went off, when my great grandfather was a farmer, my great grandfather was a accountant, but he still ate like he was a farmer, because that's how he learned to eat, because his dad was a farmer who was on the farm all day,
Right.
So then when my grandfather was a kid, he ate, well, he was a poor bastard, so he ate whatever he could scrounge, but they ate like that because that's how they learned. And then by the time it gets to us, it's like, well, we're freaking sedentary kids going to school. Like, kids didn't used to go to school for 8 hours, None of my family went to college, so that was another 4 years of physical activity I didn't really do. And then we're softer. We don't do the job that they used to do.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't work at a steel mill slinging steel all day.
Yeah.
I don't use that kind of calories up. So we never learned. Our parents didn't know better. It's not their fault. The government was telling them, hey, this is what you should feed your kids.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, sure. You remember, I mean, our Lucky Charms box used to say 17 essential nutrients, telling your parents, Lucky Charms is good for your kid. It covers all
part
this.
of a complete breakfast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that complete breakfast. It had like a glass of orange juice, a glass of milk, fruit. Oh, there was like, if you ate that breakfast every morning, good gosh.
Yeah, but I look at people now and I'm like, you're still eating like that.
Oh yeah,
because that's how you learned when you were a kid.
Yeah,
and that's how we got. That's how the epidemic happened of obesity in this country. It's because we were taught wrong. Now we have to unteach that, unscrew that crap, And unfortunately, we need help.
Yeah.
So get to it.
Yeah, get that chip.
Get that chip.
Yeah.
Get that chip. Tell me when I need my protein.
Yeah.
And that's my topic.
I think we could all eat a little bit better. I'd say I have noticed that, after not eating for a few days, my appetite is tiny. So I've got to build that back up a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's like
my Greek yogurt and chia seeds in the morning.
Oh, chia seeds! I eat so many chia seeds now.
Yeah. It's a good source of fiber, though.
It's an amazing source of fiber. Well, that's my problem with my nutrition. Not my problem. I think that's my nutritionist problem with me. Is she's like, I need you to eat 36 grams of fiber a day. Okay. Chia seeds are a great source of fiber. So every day I eat chia seeds. She's like, well, don't you want to try this other fiber? I said, no. Yeah. You said chia seeds.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm done.
Yeah.
She's like,
I'm like a dog. I will eat the same thing day in, day out if you say that will work.
Yeah, except for the days I'm at work, like for dinner on the shift, I pretty much eat the same thing every day. And she's like, no, but you're not going to eat chia seeds every day. I said, no, you said chia seeds.
Yeah.
You said you need to eat chia seeds. I eat chia seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me that 2 drops of orange juice in this water will help. Yep, that's fine. That's what I'm doing the rest of my life.
Well, that where I've noticed that the most, though, is with my doctor. Because whenever she's like, I need you to do this, I'm like, okay. And she's like, no, I understand you're probably not going to do it. No. You said do
Yeah.
this. I'm going to go do that. Or like she'll ask for like blood work. I hate to bother you, but I really need you. You're going to have to get blood work this year.
Okay. Yeah.
Does this mean that all of your other patients give you crap when you say to do this?
Yeah.
Because you say do this, you're a doctor. I'm going to say, okay.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to, I don't want to have to take medicine. I don't know you, because you're probably the same as me. You don't take any medicines, right?
I take an antidepressant.
Sure, but you don't take like statins and
Oh, no. No.
all the stuff that other people our age are taking. Every time I go to the doctor or go somewhere and they're like, you don't take any medicines? I'm like,
yeah.
No. Well, what's your blood pressure? 118 over 72?
Yeah.
You don't take anything? No. Should I be? They make me feel bad about not taking medicine.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, I think part of that is they're so used to prescribing everybody medicine.
Yes.
Instead of prescribing that and the follow-up with the dietitian or the physical fitness specialist or something like that. I mean, I had you talk about listening to the doctor. I had a follow-up with my primary care yesterday. And she was like, I don't really know why you're here. I mean, the surgeon has to clear you. I mean, it's great that, you're doing well and everything, check you over real quick. But I was like, look, they made the appointment for me. They said, go see your primary. So I saw my primary.
Right.
Yep. But as I was waiting in the waiting room, I noticed a pharmaceutical rep come in with 3 trays of Starbucks coffees and things. And this, I'm like, see, no.
Yep. My doctor, we switched doctors 2 years ago, maybe even 1 year ago, whatever it was. And she was like, hey, because I always had low HDL, which is a good one. Whichever the good cholesterol is, I always had the low good cholesterol. It was never that my numbers were too high. It was that my numbers, my range was weird.
Yeah.
Because the good cholesterol was too low. And she's like, hey, we need to address this. And I said, okay. She's like, I want you to take fish oil, X number of milligrams per day. So, okay. She's like, no, I mean, I'm just, if you only get it like 5 days a week, but I want you to take it every day.
No, doc, you told me to take it every day. I'm going to take it every day.
Right. So then I did my follow-up this year, and she does my blood work. She's like, well, your cholesterol is much better. And I said, well, I took the fish oil. She's like, how many days have you missed? And I said, you told me every day.
Yeah.
I don't understand your question.
Yeah. What is this?
You said,
how many days did you miss, doc?
Right. Like you take every day. I go out and take medicine every day.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
And it works. Like
the cholesterol thing. My number has been 206 for like at least the last 10 years.
Right.
No matter what I do with my diet, exercise, whatever, it's 206. And the work doctor is always like, well, you need to work on that. And my primary, she's like, no, this is your number. No matter what you do, you've changed diet, you've done this, you've done that. 206 is what your number is. That's just, you're a 206. So,
well, I mean, this is a problem with my fire department. I have a work physical because of this is the doc I had explained to my doctor, but she's like, well, why are you doing a physical? I said, because my work physical has nothing to do with my health.
Yeah.
My work physical is a work doctor saying you are cleared to work.
Yep.
Right. She's not responsible on my ongoing care. She's not, and if she does blood work, that's great, but I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
I don't go to my work doctor and say, change this. Right. Like that person is there to make sure that I'm physically able to do my job.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think many people who I work with, or we work with, do not have primary cares, and it is one of the biggest mistakes I think they can.
Yep.
A good relationship with a primary care is very important.
Yeah.
And if you want a recommendation, find a primary care who's younger than you, so that you don't have to do what I do, where my primary care retired and I was stuck looking for new primary care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, mine is the same age as me.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah.
But we're now of the age where we can find primary cares who are significantly younger than us and are still
Oh yeah,
qualified to be primary cares.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What's it? All the surgical residents that I've seen over the last week or two are like 25. It's like, hey, Doogie Howser, come on in.
Yeah, they're not though. They're
Yeah.
just people who are in their careers now. We're
Yeah.
just old, bro.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I've ranted on
Yeah.
health, my friend.
Yeah.
You've had a week to come up with the greatest topic to be ever discussed.
Oh no. Yeah, no, it's not that. So while I was abed in the hospital watching garbage TV and things like that, there are a couple, like History Channel which History Channel is such garbage now.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But it got me thinking. If you could keep your health and everything from today, what time period or era, whatever, and where do you think would be cool to live? Like, I think feudal Japan would be really neat.
Oh, I think that'd be terrible.
Really?
Yeah, man. Like feudal Japan's like you talk about the warring states where they just are basically all at war for like 800 years.
I don't want to be in the war, but just the culture and how pristine everything was laid out, and the focus on the person, not I don't know.
I gotta say, I mean, we're totally ignoring the healthcare side of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd like to live in the Roman times, like the
Okay.
Pax Romana, like
Hmm.
early 1st to 2nd century AD.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd rather be a senator of the Roman Senate than some peon farmer.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Man, I always think about that, like, because I hear people complain about, oh, how things are going in America or how the world's going to crap. It's like, this is the greatest time
Yeah.
to be alive, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
At no other time in the history of the world have you been this safe, this well fed, this healthy,
Yeah.
and for all the things that go wrong in the world, you're like somebody's was that Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about if 100 people die in a hurricane, that's national news, right? If from 1939 to 1945, 1,000 people died a day from the war.
Yeah.
1,000 a day.
Yeah.
Right? We can't even imagine that. Right? Like my parents lived in the Vietnam era, which Vietnam was terrible, right? But it's only like 30,000 Americans, I think, are killed. It's not insignificant, but
it's
30,000 Americans are casualties of D-Day, the first day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Between wounded and captured and killed.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We've never had that. That's never happened before. That like the whole 20 years of the war in Afghanistan and Iraq, the Operation Enduring Freedom, all that stuff, is still the least casualties the American military has ever taken in war.
Yeah.
Right? And since that time, since 2001, which obviously 9/11 is an outlier, but even if you take 9/11 from 2001 to today, there has never been a 23-year period with this little amount of traumatic death.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Right.
And that's one of the things, like, I'm always like so annoyed at some of these people, like, oh, everything's going to shit. It's like, no, it's this is the best it's ever been. We are the most educated, we have the greatest pretty much everything. There's never been a time with this healthcare, this kind of scientific discovery, this freedom for religious rights and freedom from religion, and uh, you are not walking out your door going, I might get shot today.
Yeah.
Most people, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it still
Well, you talk
happens.
about like the healthcare and stuff. I mean, what I just went through at the hospital 30, 40 years ago, I probably would have ended up septic and probably would have died in the hospital.
No. I'm going to propose to you that 4 years ago, before COVID, if you had the exact same surgery you had today, you'd either have pneumonia or MRSA as a side effect of being in the hospital.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Hospitals are cleaner today than they ever have been, which is what the most scary thing that happened out of COVID was. We learned that hospitals were not clean.
Yeah.
You and I were in the, like, MRSA was like a big thing we'd always talk about, and our patients would go to the hospital and they would get pneumonia and MRSA, and it was because they weren't cleaning healthcare facilities correctly. So the only thing that really positively came out of COVID, not maybe the only thing, but one of the
Yeah.
biggest positives is that hospitals started cleaning their hospitals, and MRSA and pneumonia cases are down.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say
That's
also,
insane.
I had to use a spirometry thing like 10 times an hour every day while I was in there. So, like, yeah, you don't want pneumonia? Use this. I was like, okay.
Yeah. You know, that it's just take our cardiac arrest numbers. You and
Yeah.
I are of a time in our careers where we would go on cardiac arrests and assume that we were doing a priority 4.
Yep.
Right? Or
Yep.
we were transporting someone who was not going to survive. Now, it's not quite like, oh my God, every time we go out, we're going to save a life. But what's our numbers? Like 6 times the national
Oh,
average?
yeah. Yeah. We're
You
much
know?
better than we were.
Right. I tell people when I teach CPR classes these days, I'm like, you don't understand. Like, it's so hard for me to convey how much better it is now
Yeah.
than it was 10 years ago. And that's crazy. And how
Yeah.
much better it's going to be 10 the time
Oh,
I
my
want to
gosh.
live
Yeah.
in is 10 years from now.
Hmm.
You know, that
Yeah.
which seems like the history brain of me is like, I want to go to these places because I want to see what really happened. But
Yeah.
the comfort and the best part of living, that's today.
Yeah.
And it'll be
Yeah.
tomorrow because tomorrow will be better than today.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the truth of the world, I
Yeah.
think. At least in my view.
Yeah.
The
No,
truth
that
according to
makes
me.
sense. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And of course all of the
I don't know if
science
I'd
that
want to go
says
10 years in the future, maybe like 30.
yeah, I mean this is the doom and gloom of our lives is like what climate change is going to destroy the world and
Yeah.
all of that. Climate change, I want to be, I'm probably going to get canceled on the internet. I personally don't believe climate change is going to destroy the world. It's not going to destroy humanity. Is climate change going to have a very significant impact on how we do things?
Yes.
100%. Is climate change going to drive technological and sociological change? 100%.
Yeah.
Are we going to be better off as a society after those changes? 100%.
Yeah.
We're going to emerge. I'm hopeful
Yeah.
and pretty much think it's going to happen. I'm very optimistic that we will emerge as a species and society from all of these climate challenges stronger and safer and better than we ever were before. You know, there's a part of me that's sad that I won't probably be around to see what it looks like 200 years from now, because I can't imagine the world going backwards.
No.
I could be
No, I
wrong.
don't. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But yeah, just the fact that I'd say 90% of us have a computer in our pocket that has so much power and access and different things that, would bamboozle anybody from 20 years ago.
So I was listening to a podcast on my way home to work this morning, and they were talking about King Tut, which I enjoy in Egyptology, and they were talking about King Tut. I was like, yeah, who was the pharaoh after? Not that King Tut is really a king; he was a pharaoh. Who was the pharaoh after Tut? Oh, it's Pharaoh I. Let me read up about this guy. 5-year-old, let's say 10-year-old Wismer, when he was really into history and Egyptology specifically, would have no idea how to get that information.
Right.
I would have to walk to a library and be like, "Hi, I'm really interested in this. Do you have any books on this?" And then the librarian would have to be like, "I don't really know. It's
Let's go to the Dewey
let's go to the
Decimals
Egypt
card.
section." Right. We go to the freaking big card index, and I'd have to flip through, and it just had little topics like, and it would say EGYP for Egypt. I'm like, oh, maybe this book, and it'd be like, well, this is a book on Egyptian hair. Okay, well,
Now or if you go look at the microfiche and the microfilm.
Oh God, I'd do that for a lot of my papers in college. It was terrible. But can you imagine anything better than that?
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you think about the number of times where, like, you've been at work or hell, at home or something, and like you're watching a movie, you're like, man, that person looks familiar. Oh yeah, because they were in this, and this. Or, man, I'm hungry. I wonder what we could, let's look for something, Indian local to us. Boom, there it is. And here's all the reviews.
I think 2007, somewhere around there, is when I got my first Kindle. My mother bought me a Kindle. She's like, "You love to read. Here's this amazing piece of technology you should try." And I was like, "This is stupid. I'm never going to use this. I like books. I like the smell of books. I like owning books." And I still own a lot of books, and they sit on my shelves and get dusty.
Yeah.
I walk around with a library of books and instant access to any book in the world I want.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Wherever I go, I take a Kindle and I sit there and I'm like, I want to read this book.
Yep.
And it's usually pretty cheap and I can buy that book. Crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Think of any era in the world, anytime. No one has had the information access that we have.
No.
So I guess my
answer growing up, we had to wait for the horses to bring the mail in every month.
So my answer to your question is this era.
Yeah. Now
terrible answer, I know. But that's
but it makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's crazy to even answer your question because the only reason you know about feudal Japan is because we have information that people who lived in.
Yeah.
If you lived in, well, let's say 1700 Americas, you didn't know what Japan even really was.
No, not
you wouldn't have had any idea. If you lived in Sharptown in 1785, you would have no idea what feudal Japan is.
Hell no. You wouldn't know what Salisbury was.
Oh, that's no. You had to go somewhere where your market, right? Like, you get on your little,
Yeah, but it would probably be something. It would probably be Seaford, because that was up the river, that Sharptown sits right on a river. So it would probably be more likely to use the waterway than it would be roadway.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Seaford probably would have been the town the town that you would have gone to, right? Sharptown. I mean, I don't know the history of Sharptown, but I'm assuming back then it might have been a church and a couple houses and then the surrounding farmland.
Yeah. It's pretty much what it is now.
It's pretty much what it is now. Yeah.
2 churches now.
2 churches now. You got 2.
Yeah.
And Ma Bell's pie making pickle factory. But it's just, I mean, it's crazy to live when we live, and it's one of the things that drives me nuts about a lot of people in America is you can't recognize how good it is to live where you live.
Yeah.
And all of these politicians that are telling you that it's terrible are lying to you because they want you to do something for them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right? They're telling you that it's so terrible, even though like if you literally sit there and think, like the people I work with who literally can't understand that their lives are so much better than it's ever been in the past. It's crazy.
Yeah.
As you drive your 14th new pickup truck you've had in your lifetime.
Yeah.
Right? Like when we complain, and look, I always want to get paid more money.
Oh yeah, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
But think about the guys who retired when we worked here or when we started, who
Yeah.
made like $20,000 a year.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
those guys, like I know. So Newark had a paid firefighter way back in the day. He was the same thing Salisbury had, where they had a driver. Newark had the same thing. He had to live at the firehouse. He got paid diddly squat by the city to tend to the horses, and he had the back half of the firehouse was his little apartment. That apartment is smaller than my living room,
Mm.
right? It's still there
Cozy.
today.
Nice, cozy.
It was nice and cozy. But he worked 7 days a week, wasn't allowed to take vacations, got paid diddly squat, and probably was happy for the job,
Yeah.
right? As much as I complain of how little I've gotten paid, and my wife and I both make crap money, we own a house, we've had new cars,
Yeah.
we want for nothing ultimately.
Yeah.
I've never, I've had to I can't go to, that restaurant this week because we were poor this week. But I can't go to Outback. Oh no. I've never been hungry. Every time I'm sick, I can afford to get, it's crazy how much better than we have it than even our parents had it.
Right.
And that's so helpful to me. Like, think about what your kids are going to have that you didn't have.
Yeah.
That's the world I want to live in.
Yeah. Well, that's I think taking that a step further is, the way things are progressing and all. I'm excited to be able to be retired during some of those times. Yeah. Because I'm not going to have to work in it, but I can reap the benefits and enjoy, the
in 4 years
advances and
I'm sorry, in 4 years and 3 days, I will officially be retired. Right? My hope is I'm going to be healthy and enjoy my retirement. And I'm going to get to reap the benefits of all the things that society's getting better for.
Yeah.
I'll be able to travel where I want to, free travel, because that's the world getting better.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
My parents never could have thought about that.
No.
No.
My
mother's retiring in May. So let's put it in perspective.
Yeah.
My mother is 21 years and 3 months older than me. Right?
Yep.
21 years and 3 months older than me. She will retire less than 3 years before I do.
Wow. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, and as I tell people who bitch at me, some of my friends, like, I can't believe you're going to retire. You didn't do my job. You didn't want to do my job. Right. You also could have had this opportunity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You could have done what I did because that's part of the benefit of doing my job. You get to retire.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I tell, my kids, I'm like, look, I get, I don't want you to go into my line of work, but whatever you end up doing, try to find something with a pension. I guarantee.
Mm-hmm. Which is so hard to do.
Yeah, it is. But
yeah. I mean, my poor wife will not be retired when I retire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my wife won't either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not saying you will, but you can retire how many years? 2 and 3 days?
Yeah, 2 and 3 days.
Yeah. You'll be 47? You won't even be 47.
Yeah, I'll be 46.
You'll be 46 years old and retired.
Yeah.
Not that you have to. Not that you probably will, because you're going to be chief of the department, all that stuff.
No, I'm not going to do that. But I'll have it. My youngest will be, a junior in high school. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
But think about the fact that you could come into work the next day when somebody pisses you off and be like,
oh, yeah.
Nah, I'm not putting up with it anymore.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's a part of me that wants to work past my 4 years and 1 and 3 days just to be able to say, you know what? I don't feel like going on that call. I'm retiring.
I'm just not feeling it.
Just not feeling it. Chief, Ron Wismer here. Not coming to work today because I'm retired.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Chief,
But
I'm not going to be in today. Oh, okay. Well, we'll see you next shift. No, you won't.
no, not gonna do that.
Yeah.
And I can tell you how many mandatory meetings I'm going to show up to on my last year.
Oh my gosh.
Be prepared,
Yeah.
because mandatory is a weird sentence when a guy's retired.
Exactly.
Yeah, that
Well,
was like
our city has such a idiotic definition of mandatory.
Well, that's true too. Yeah. Well, it's like my former chief who was retiring in a month and then bitching because he had to show up to a mandatory meeting. And I looked at him and I said, "Why are you here?
Yeah.
By the time they reprimand you, you will have retired. What are they going to do to you? There's nothing they can do."
Yeah. They can't touch your pension. They can't. Yeah.
Right. Your paperwork's in, bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people are silly.
That's true. Yeah. But don't bitch about the meeting if you don't have to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my answer. This is the best time to live, and the future will be even better.
Yeah.
Philosophical.
Very, very. Well, I think we cast a good pod there.
I think we definitely casted the pod. I've got to go to the gym, get swolt.
I've got to
food.
Look for a break in the clouds and make my lap around my neighborhood.
Is it actually raining down there? We haven't gotten it yet.
It was pouring earlier. I think right now it's kind of overcast. So,
yeah.
But
well, folks, welcome to fall.
Yeah.
Enjoy your pumpkin spice wine, beer, soda, tea,
soap,
candles, gum,
toothpaste, you name it.
Toothpaste, pumpkin spice sausage, pumpkin spice bread, pumpkin spice chips. Welcome to our pumpkin spice overlords.
Yes.
Be safe out there.
Remember to leave some Uggs out.
Yeah, leave some Uggs out for pumpkin spice Santa. You guys get cold.
Yeah. But yeah, take care of yourselves, folks. Hope you talk to somebody if you want to learn more about eating better and working out more and things like that.
Yeah, options are out there.
Yep. But most importantly, take care of yourself.
Definitely that. Be good to each other.